Welcome back to the Passion Rookie channel, and as you can see, it's all smiles around here. I'm very happy with what New York has done. I don't want to make this video too long because I do have a podcast to record later with a guest, and we're going to upload that tomorrow. But the trade deadline has been 3 hours past by now, and I would love to talk about every single team, but I do want to specifically talk about my Knicks and focus for the rest of the teams on the podcast. So let me just get the Knicks out of the way. The biggest trade, and I think the only one that they did, it came out as two separate trades and then they combined it into one. It came out just a few minutes between each other. It was the Knicks acquiring Bojan Bogdanovic and Alec Burks from the Pistons. In exchange, we gave up Evan Fournier, Malachi Flynn, Quentin Grimes, Ryan Arcidiacono, and a 2028 second round pick and a 2029 second round pick. Now, if I'm not mistaken, those picks are from the Obi Toppin deal, the two picks that we got. So realistically, I don't think we gave up anything of, apart from Quentin Grimes, I don't think we really gave up anything of value. And Ryan Arcidiacono, the power friendship, Evil, Dante, and Fournier's contract, to be honest with you. But apart from that, it first came out that it was just Alec Burks for Quentin Grimes, and I think Malachi Flynn, or Quentin Grimes in 2 seconds. And I thought that was very, very, very low value for Quentin Grimes. I thought he would be getting us a lot more, especially since maybe 2 years back, he was the only one we were willing to trade in a Donovan Mitchell trade. Now, obviously, yeah, hindsight is 2020. Donovan Mitchell is an MVP candidate, and Quentin Grimes, although he is good, he has taken kind of a backseat on this Knicks roster this year. He has expressed some things that he doesn't like about the team or about his role on the team. He thinks he could do more, dribbling around. He says that he has more to his game other than catching it and shooting it in defense. But ultimately, he did get a decrease of 9.7 minutes per game. And he also got an increase of 4 points per game. His 3-point percentage down, field goal percentage down, 2-point percentage, efficient field goal percentage. Everything, including his free throw, everything is just down for Quentin Grimes. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I have everything right here. So Quentin Grimes is still on his rookie contract. This year and next year are both team options. Next year it goes up to about $4.3 million, which, I mean, for somebody who has taken a decline, it's not something that I would want to pay, even though he does bring a lot to the team. I think it's better to just get off of it right now. And, I like that the team is buying into the now. Less than 2 months ago, less than a month and a half ago, just over a month ago, really, we just made the trade for OG Anunoby, sending off 2 of our young guys, people who have been with us since their first day in the league. A trade that really hurt me in my heart, but as time went by and I moved on, I came to accept and love what OG brings to the team and what Precious has been able to do in the absence of Isaiah Hartenstein and Mitchell Robinson. Apart from that, Malachi Flynn, barely saw you, bro. Barely saw you, just saying it as it is. Ryan Arcidiacono, power of friendship. It sucks. I would have loved to get the Nova boys here, but it is what it is. Evan Fournier, he's been riding the bench for 2 years now. It is what it is. And Quentin Grimes, to me, is the only one that really, really hurts the team. But from my personal standpoint, I've always said, and I said it on this channel probably a bunch of times now, I was always more bought into Miles McBride over Quentin Grimes. And it seems that this team is more into Miles McBride than Quentin Grimes now too. Miles McBride obviously averaging 5.5 points per game, but that isn't really accounting for what he brings post OG Anunoby. He's shooting 44% from 3 on over 2.5 3-point attempts. That's incredible. Incredible piece to have off the bench. Now, what I am a little bit worried for when it comes to Miles McBride is how they're going to integrate him into the system. I saw some Knicks Twitter people saying that we're going to play, I think, Bojan at the 2, OG at the 3. It's getting a little bit ugly. But a little bit ugly in terms of fit. Maybe they move Dante to the bench unit and he runs some shooting guard there with Alec Burks point guard. I'm not sure what they're gonna do. It is gonna be very, very interesting. But I would not want to see Miles McBride just start running away on the bench. To be honest with you, I do love Miles McBride. Other than that, I mean, I guess they could trade him away. I wouldn't want it personally, but I would understand why. But it's good to see that this team is kind of buying into the win now perspective. Obviously, Alec Burks has had some big, very, very big games. Has had a good year this year for Detroit. As much as he could do for Detroit, he's done it. Over 12.5 points per game. He's shooting over 40%, just slightly over 40%. He is shooting 90% from the free throw line and just under 40% from field goal. So I do expect him to do what he did for the Knicks just a few years ago. And Bojan Bogdanovic, I mean, there's what else can you say about this man? He's averaging 20.2 on what does that say? 4.1 or 41.5% on 7.5 attempts. That's as good as you could get when it comes to a shooter. And I could just imagine in my head him catching the ball when Jalen Brunson drives and kicks out or something. It's going to look incredible, and I'm going to love every single second of this team. Apart from that, today they have a game later today against the Mavericks. Jalen Brunson has been listed out. Who else has been listed out? I think Jericho Sims has been listed out. I'm not sure. And understandably so. We have now, I think, 6 players active for this game. Josh Hart, get ready to run all 48 minutes of this game. It's going to look ugly tonight. It's going to look very, very ugly. I think, today we're in New York. It's going to look very, very ugly. But I'm optimistic for the future. OG Anunoby just had surgery. We've seen Kendra Randall, Julius Randle's wife. She posted a picture of Julius Randle as well as Julius Randle being courtside in street clothes. He didn't seem to have a sling on his shoulder or anything, so I'm guessing that he's healing well and he's ready to, come back hooping. Maybe sometime after the All-Star break. OG Anunoby obviously came out just earlier that he's missing 3 weeks, minimum 3 weeks, of course, after surgery for a broken fragment. A broken fragment in his elbow it's taken him out of, I think, 6 or 7 games now. Apart from that, Mitchell Robinson, I remain very, very optimistic. Me personally, I remain optimistic that he will come back for postseason. Apart from that, Isaiah Hartenstein is good. Jalen Brunson's day-to-day with an ankle sprain. The team hopefully could come to be healthy in the postseason because we're going to need it. We're definitely going to need it. We built a very, very good roster. And I've seen some fans from different teams, from teams in the upper echelon of the Eastern Conference. I've seen them say that now the New York team is really striking some fear into their heart. And I hope that some fear could upgrade to, a lot of fear in the postseason. I think we are really a threat to any Eastern Conference team except for the Celtics. I think the Celtics are way, way, way past any other team in the league. And to me, they're my favorites to win the championship this year. But hopefully New York can pull through a miracle. We came into this season with the big 3 being Jalen, Julius, and RJ. And right now it's Jalen, Julius, OG with Bojan. We have Alec Burks. Like it's very, very good. Apart from that, expect the Knicks to lose tonight. Expect the Knicks to lose in their next few games. But once this team is fully healthy, I expect nothing but wins. We might 16-0 the whole playoffs. I'm not gonna lie to you. We just might get the first ring in over 50 years. 50 years. But this is what it feels like. I became a Knicks fan in 2011, and 13 years of my life, not 13, I'll say probably around 8 or 9 years of my life just in this constant, just watching my team be so bad. And now that we're good and we're like, people are saying that we dominated the trade deadline. It feels rejuvenating. If we can rejoice, we finally have a point guard. We finally have somebody to build around and a team that has camaraderie. I'm very happy with the way that things are going in New York. And that's all I have to say. Stay tuned for the podcast dropping tomorrow.